The rumors are flowing. The legal tampering period is only a couple hours away. We give you all the latest on some Jets in-house free agents and what the hell is going on. Boy Green Daily starts now.
I'm gonna lose my gosh darn bananas. Boy Green Daily starts now. Zoinks!
Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Let's go!
Put your seatbelts on. Get ready for the ride. We're the freaking New York Jets, so we're built for this shit.
Hey, what's going on, everybody? I'm Paul Lesden Jr., a.k.a. Boy Green. I'm the New York Jets digital reporter for Heavy.com. Welcome to Boy Green Daily. This is a daily New York Jets video show that is also available wherever you get your podcast. Now, normally every Monday, at least for the last couple of weeks and supposed to be for many weeks moving forward, we start this show early. It is live every single day at 7:30 a.m. Eastern Time. However, on Mondays, we've been doing a draft special with Drew Beatty. I spoke with Drew over the weekend and said, hey, buddy, I think you need to take a week off because there's just too many juicy free agent rumors on in-house Jets, outside Jets. It would feel, whatever the word is, it would feel unfulfilling if you guys were watching a draft show right now. So we've parked that draft show, and we'll talk about it next week. And if enough things happen, I imagine we'll have a post-free agency first, second wave mock draft where now we know a couple of the needs the Jets have filled, and we'll let Drew go to town on a mock draft. Perhaps that's where we will go next week, but this is where we will go now. And folks, here once again are the dates. The legal tampering period opens up at noon. It's 7:30. It is 7:30, which means we're just a mere less than 4.5 hours away from contact with the legal tampering period. On Wednesday, March 11th at 4 o'clock is free agency. We are here. But let me give you my best Game of Thrones story about what's about to happen today, folks. And while the free agency and new league year doesn't officially kick off until Wednesday, as I get into my Game of Thrones mindset, we're about to lose some good men today, boys. We're about to lose some good men. Several key in-house Jets free agents are about to walk out of that door, and they're never going to come back. And there's a few I can think of off the top of my head that fit that category. And we'll be talking about it here on the show. If you have questions about certain guys, bring them up. I'll be bringing up several rumors I'm hearing in a variety of places, and we'll give you the latest that we hear on the program. We have a poll up right now on one of those players. That is Nick Folk, place kicker. And the question is, do you want the New York Jets to bring back kicker Nick Folk? Yes, of course. Or obviously, there's no other choice. Yes. Yes are the only options on that poll, because that should be the only answer to this question in Nick Folk. Yes. We'll get to Nick Folk in a second. I want to start off actually with AVT, Elijah Vera-Tucker. According to Rich Cimini, the Jets are interested in bringing Vera-Tucker back. However, they are going to let him explore the free agent waters. And I just told you guys a story about there's going to be some good men that walk out through that door that don't come back. I don't think AVT is coming back. As a matter of fact, I believe within the first 5, 10, 20 minutes of the legal tampering period opening up at noon, we will find out the new destination of Elijah Vera-Tucker. I believe he's probably going to one of these two teams. The New York Giants cross town, or the Las Vegas Raiders, where he goes out West Coast. I believe Elijah Vera-Tucker is gone like the wind. And by the way, Rich Cimini noted that don't expect any last-second deals from the Jets over the next 4.5 hours. The Jets are going to let their in-house free agents test the market, outside of Breece Hall, of course. So don't expect any last-second deals. They want them to test the market, and then they'll see what happens. So don't expect any of those kind of contracts here in the next 4.5 hours, or that would be a surprise based on the reporting of one Rich Cimini. But I believe, again, that Elijah Vera-Tucker is gone. Why? Well, here's this from Albert Breer in his column he just dropped this morning. LA Chargers guard Zion Johnson is a good, not great player who's positioned to take home a monster deal at more than $18 million per year. The expectation is that Buffalo Bills guard David Edwards will get between 16 to 18 million per year. And then he listed a bunch of guys, other guys that have flaws. Jets guard Elijah Vera-Tucker, Houston's Ed Ingram, Vegas's Dylan Parham aren't exactly all pros, but they might not be far off of Johnson's number. Johnson's set to make 18 million per year. If AVT is anywhere near that, the Jets are totally out of the conversation. And some people might be happy about that. Some people might be upset. But I believe he will be a Giant or Raider today. And it is sad because we traded up for AVT. When healthy, AVT was spectacular. But the blunt truth, guys, is AVT just wasn't healthy enough. This is a guy who has spent 5 years in the National Football League. 3 of his 5 years have ended in season-ending injuries. He tore one tricep. He tore the other tricep. He tore his Achilles. So AVT has appeared in 5 seasons. 3 of those 5 seasons ended early due to season-ending injuries. He has appeared in, I believe it's 43 of 85 possible games. He's just missed too much. And I had a feeling, and there you go. Mark Sacchetti saying Houston re-signed their guy. He didn't, Ed Ingram. I did see that, sorry. But I believe AVT is going to, and thank you, Mark Sacchetti, for that nugget. So he must have just reshared the article this morning from last night. But the fact of the matter is that AVT, I think, is gone. And I'm not upset. Upset isn't the right word. Like, it sucks because I like AVT, but we just can't take that risk, in my opinion. We can't take that risk. We're going to sign a different guard. And I think that's the best way. I have seen a lot of Jet fans complaining about it on social media. Jets are idiots for letting him go. I mean, what choice did the New York Jets have? Again, it's not official that he signed anywhere. I just have a very strong inkling that he's going to be a Raider or a Giant today for crazy money. I think it's going to be like a 3 or 4 year deal. And again, I like AVT, but this dude's been too injured. Come on, Jet fans. You gotta look out for the A1, and the A1 is he just can't stay healthy. If he stays healthy for another team, God bless. The Jets can't make that risk. For all the fans that are chiding the Jets for even letting him hit the open market, they would slam the Jets if he blew out another gasket ahead of this season. Like, come on, man. Come on. So I think AVT is one that is totally, absolutely, unequivocally gone. Robert here says, I knew he was gone 2 months ago. See, he prepared himself for this moment. So, yeah, AVT is going to be gone. Connor Hughes says the Giants are all over him. I've heard the Raiders. And good luck to him. AVT, I believe he's going to be gone today. Folks, I wouldn't worry a lot about comp picks. I mean, maybe I'll be surprised, but I don't believe. And when I'm talking comp picks, I'm not talking about picks that Jets are about to get for the 2026 NFL draft. They are set to receive comp picks. That is indeed true. We'll see what that is later. But no, what I'm saying is that players leaving the Jets on big money deals and the Jets getting comp picks in 2027, that would surprise me. I think the Jets are going to spend too much money. But it sometimes surprises. Javon Kinlaw signed for a 3-year, $45 million deal. That sort of caught me off guard, certainly. So it can happen. But, yeah, so I think AVT is out that door. 2 other players the Jets are interested in bringing back. And again, my inkling is just the last thing on AVT. But if you guys have other AVT questions, send them in. I believe AVT is going to sign like a 3 or 4 year deal for crazy buco bucks, and a lot of Jet fans are only comfortable bringing him back on a 1-year deal. So I believe he's going to be gone, and I believe my gut tells me he'll be a Giant or Raider. We'll see what happens. The Jets are also interested in bringing back John Simpson. They will also let him test the market. If his spot track value is correct at around $6 million per year, That's if you bring John Simpson back on a 2-year deal for $12 million. All right. You've got the 5th most cap space in the league, so if you want to bring him in, that's interesting. Robert says, Linderbaum to the Raiders too? 100%. I think they're going to make an aggressive play to get multiple linemen. I could see him getting AVT and Linderbaum potentially for good money. I do. To me, on John Simpson, if you're comparing him to AVT, John Simpson is a much safer player. He's appeared in 51 straight games. He's appeared in 51 straight games over the last 3 years. So he's always available. I like that about John Simpson. It's good to know that you just sort of have a rock solid guy in terms of availability. And he's going to be dirt cheap. So I like the dirt cheap, and I like that he's available. Now, that engine runs hot. He gets penalty issues, and his play was somewhat inconsistent last year, certainly. But he would be an interesting guy to bring back. The Jets are interested, but they're going to let him test his market. He seems like more of a guy that would test his market, and he would voluntarily bring whatever number he gets back to the Jets, say, hey, do you guys want to match this? And then the Jets will have the chance. It should be noted that it's a dangerous game when you let all your free agents hit the open market or legal tampering period in this sense, which is basically the open market, because they don't have to bring it back to allow you to match. They don't have to do that. Some players choose to do that. Like I heard Mike Evans, apparently, no matter what deal he gets, he will always give Tampa a chance to match any offer he receives. He's doing that out of the kindness of his heart. So good for him. But not everyone will. Now, I don't think Jet fans should be too afraid because we're coming off a 3-14 season. I mean, how many of these guys on this team are we going to, break our hearts about? But I think John Simpson's one because of what Jared B says here in the comments. Simpson's wife is a doctor here in New York, so I'm sure he would love for them to match whatever offer he gets. Yes. And then Nick Folk, who we started the show off with briefly. The Jets are, quote, definitely interested in bringing him back, according to Rich Samini. Zach Roseblatt also confirmed their interest. But he will explore the marketplace, and Nick Folk is set to get a sizable raise even at the age of 41. Even at the age of 41, he is set to receive a sizable raise. He missed only one field goal last year. And for the last 3 years, he has led the National Football League in field goal conversion rate. He's been the most accurate kicker in the NFL. Each year over the last 3 years, he has won that title 3 years running. And despite his age, 41, he'll turn 42 during the season this year. I would love Nick Folk back. Our special teams was elite. Let's try to bring back as many of those pieces as possible. I would love that. Now, an interesting note, contractually speaking here, on Nick Folk. So Eddie Pinheiro, another former Jets kicker, he just signed an extension with San Francisco, a 4-year deal for $17 million. That $4.25 million annual salary would place Pinheiro 14th among the highest paid place kickers in the National Football League. Eddie Pinheiro and Nick Folk had the same stats last year. Now, the sizable difference is there's an 11-year age gap there. Nick Folk is 41, Eddie Pinheiro is 30. So there's an 11-year age gap here between those two guys. But that can sort of set the market, so the age accounts for whatever. But that could sort of set the market for how much money Nick Folk could command on the open market. This one shouldn't be. So Nick Folk, should we bring him back? I say unequivocally, we should bring him back. The money shouldn't be crazy. I imagine it won't even be a multi-year deal because Nick Folk strongly pondered retirement at the end of the year. So for those reasons, I imagine it's going to continue to be played on a year-to-year basis from Nick Folk. This one shouldn't be surprising. Quincy Williams is expected to leave. Tony Adams is expected to leave. Andre Sisco is expected to leave. Quincy, I imagine, will have a very nice market. He'll have opportunities in Cleveland. Unfortunately, my buddy Jeremiah Owusu-Koramoah, the former Notre Dame Golden Domer, he may have suffered a career-ending injury. So the Browns and Mike Rutenberg, a.k.a. Rudy, is now the defensive coordinator in Cleveland. He could reunite with Quincy Williams. Robert Saleh could reunite with Quincy Williams. Jeff Ulbrich could reunite with Quincy Williams. So I think he's going to have a very nice market. So Quincy is leaving, and I think he is going to get some nice opportunities out there in the free agent streets. So he will be gone. Those are the key free agents, really. It's whatever you want to do at guard, AVT, John Simpson. You have Nick Folk. And, oh, yes, one more. Let me throw this one in there. John Mechie III. So we did a show the other day. I think that was our Bob Lederer show. And we also did a short and an article about it. So John Mechie III, the Jets acquired in the Michael Carter Philadelphia Eagles trade. They had a chance to tender him at an RFA level, restricted free agent level, which could have been like a right of first refusal that would have been a 1-year deal for $3.5 million. The Jets chose not to tender him, which has made him and will make him an unrestricted free agent this week. Rich Cimini says the Jets have some level of interest in bringing him back potentially. Obviously, that's not going to be a top priority for this team. There's plenty of other priorities the Jets will have, not a seventh receiver, with all due respect. So let's keep that in mind as we're going through this process. So John Mechie is the one other one. But besides that, that's basically the latest on the Jets' in-house free agents. Again, legal tampering period begins in about 4 hours and change. That is at noon today. And folks, expect a flurry of deals to be announced seconds after the legal tampering period closes its window. So just be ready for that. And we will keep you posted here. Of course, this show is live every single day at 7:30. But what we will do is every signing the Jets make or key loss, if Elijah Vera-Tucker leaves, as I expect, if John Simpson or Nick Folk or anybody, we'll keep you updated. Pay attention. Make sure you subscribe for our YouTube shorts. We will have those conversations. Those videos are no longer than 3 minutes, but much often less than that, giving you guys the most pertinent information. What's the contract? What are all the pertinent details, years, guarantees, total value, whatever we have. Where are they going? What are the latest what the Jets are doing? And we will stack them and rack them. So we're probably going to break a record for how many YouTube shorts come out this week. So, folks, stay tuned for those, and we'll give you the latest. And normally in all of those videos, we'll also have an article that I've covered for Heavy on Jets to give you guys additional details beyond what we can scream in 3 minutes or less. So stay tuned to that. We do have these shows where we'll recap the days, like, again, Boy Green Daily tomorrow morning. We'll recap whatever the hell just happened. We have Boy Green Meets Woody at 3 o'clock on Tuesday, so that'll be another opportunity. We will be live again at 11 o'clock later this morning, right before shit starts to hit the fan. So we'll be going through all of those here on the show. Now, let me get some of your comments in here. And yes, as Stack 87 says, don't be dumb, hit the thumb. We have 150 people watching on YouTube. Folks, like that video. Let's go. This is a big day. It's Christmas morning. And we as Jet fans got to be ready to overreact to any signing or person we lose with absolute vitriol. That is our only choice, to overreact and say, the dumbest move of all time. The greatest move of all time. Prepare your overreactions, Jet fans. Prepare your overreactions accordingly. But don't be dumb. Hit the thumb. Damn straight. Like the video. That's the free way to contribute. All right. Let's go through some of your guys' questions with all of these free agents. Also working some other nuggets that I'm hearing. There you go. Legal tampering celebration. Just as the gods intended. Robert says field goals of 60 yards or longer should be 6 points. All right, I'll look into that. That might not be good for our guy Nick Folk, who career long is a 58-yarder, but I like that. Hennessy Heisman says, what linebacker and safety are we signing? So the latest I've heard is obviously there's the clearest connection to Alex Anzalone, Detroit Lions linebacker, been in the league for 9 years. 8 of his 9 years have been spent with AG. 4 in New Orleans, 4 in Detroit. The 1 year, obviously, they didn't spend together was this past season. He's very much in the mix. Yeah, I'm hearing more buzz about my boy Demario Davis of the New Orleans Saints, also has a connection to AG, and this would be his 3rd stint with the New York Jets. An older player, 37, But leadership. That feels like a big calling card here for the Jets. Safety. They're looking at the top of the market. Did a short on that yesterday. Brian Cook of the Kansas City Chiefs is a name that's on their radar. A personal favorite is Kevin Byard III, as long as he doesn't re-sign before the legal tampering period in the next 4 hours. The Bears really want him back. He is going to be in the conversation, led the league in picks last year. He has more, since he came into the league in 2016, he has more picks than any human being on the planet. So he is a absolutely disruptive individual that could bring exactly what the doctor ordered. I've heard rumors about the Bears' other safety that is set to hit free agency. Jaquan Brisker is apparently on the Jets' radar. Kobe Bryant, Seattle Seahawks, on the Jets' radar. They are very aggressively searching the safety market. Reed Blankenship of the Philadelphia Eagles is in that conversation. But those are two targeted positions here for the Jets, Hennessy Heisman. Yes, it is. Those are two targeted positions. Let's share some other nuggets here. This is from Zach Rosenblatt of The Athletic. He says, quote, I don't expect the Jets to be involved much, if at all, in the free agent wide receiver market unless someone notable falls through the cracks and is willing to sign cheaply, a la Josh Reynolds last year, end quote. That better not be the Jets' plan. Now, I'm going to be honest. There's not a lot of wide receivers I either love that are available or that I think would come to the Jets. Like Alec Pierce, he ain't coming to the Jets. He's going to make like $30 million per year. He ain't coming to the Jets. We have an unknown quarterback situation. That's one of the reasons he's leaving Indianapolis. So, no. Mike Evans wants a good quarterback, and who knows if he even really, truly leaves Tampa. I know he's tested the market, but who knows? So Mike Evans ain't coming here. And I'm looking at the ESPN Top 100 list at wide receiver. Now, Romeo Doubs would be super interesting, but apparently he's got interest from a lot of contenders, so that'll be a tough place for the Jets to compete from. San Francisco's in that conversation. Green Bay's trying to bring him back. The Jets are in a tough place there from that negotiating perspective. He'll be 26 by the start of the 2026 season. So Romeo Doubs, that's more in the range of if it's going to happen for the Jets. But Rashid Shaheed is getting a ton of attention from Buffalo, Vegas with Clint Kubiak. That's tough. Juwan Jennings is getting a lot of attention. And to be honest, I don't want Juwan Jennings. He's going to be 29 before the start of the 2026 season. And the injuries. That scares the bleep out of me. Do you want some Stephon Diggs action? I don't know. There's a lot of extra baggage that comes with Stephon Diggs, man. I'm not sure if that's a guy I want opposite of Garrett. Wan'Dale Robinson, he's short as hell. He's 5'8", and he's getting crazy. There's a bidding war going on between the Tennessee Titans and New York Giants. Do you want to be a part of that? Nah, I'm not so sure. And now we're outside of like the top 50 free agents that are set to be available. Now I'm swimming in much different waters here at wide receiver. Now we're talking like Deebo Samuel, who my pop wanted, but he's old and broken now. He's going to be 30 by the start of the 2026 season. Like, man, there's just a lot of extracurricular activity. Does Jalen Naylor, rev your engine? Okay, there's a name, but a name that doesn't, I think, move the needle for a lot of people. That's another receiver that's on this list. So while the overall thought from Zach Rosenblatt, the Jets won't be in the wide receiver market, I'm sort of like, oh, man. But then I see the names. I'm like, well, I guess I see why they're not in this wide receiver market. But here's a name, guys. I'm going to throw this out there in the universe, okay? We'll throw this out there. It's on my top 5 calls I believe the New York Jets should make. Why don't we ring up the old Jacksonville Jaguars, man, for Brian Thomas Jr.? I'm talking BTJ action, man. And here's what I would do. I said this a couple days ago. I want to reiterate it just in case I'm right. That'd be nice. Okay? I'm Darren Muji. I'm calling up old Gladstone over there in Jacksonville. Yo, Jacksonville, I heard Brian Thomas Jr. is available. Hey, let me do you a real solid. Real quick. I'll send you the 44th overall pick right now. Top 50 pick. Give me that BTJ action. Huh? Cool. Great. Boop. Give me some Brian Thomas Jr. action. Pair him opposite of Garrett Wilson. He's 23 years old. He's got 2 cheap years left on his rookie contract, man. He is owed $4.9 million over the next 2 years. $4.9 million total. He's making $2 million per season. And then there's the 5th-year option, which will be more expensive after that. But you want some Brian Thomas Jr. action? And then you don't have to worry about bidding this or bidding that. Now, there's the bidding of the trade, I suppose. But, that's the player you go get. Go get me a young cat to pair up with Garrett Wilson. Whoever the hell's playing quarterback this year is going to be having a good old time. Give me some Brian Thomas Jr. action. I'm going to try to speak that into the universe, man. That's the move I want to make. That's what I want to make. I want to trade with the Jacksonville Jaguars for Brian Thomas Jr., and I would give up the 44th overall pick. Yes, sir, I would. Abso-friggin-lutely, I'd make that move. I would make that move. I would do it. 44th overall. I'd make that move. See, there you go. Hennessy Eisman. I'd give up pick 44 for BTJ right now. And here's the thing. There's been 2 years of Brian Thomas Jr. Year number 1 was awesome. 1,300 yards Pro Bowl year for Brian Thomas Jr. And then this past year, it was a little questionable. Okay? They had a lot of receivers cooking. Travis Hunter. What's his name? Parker Washington. The Jacoby Myers they traded for. So BTJ got sort of buried pretty quick, man. And I'm telling you, pick 44 overall. I get a young cat. I get a 23-year-old, and I get to, make a gamble that I think he is much closer to the player that we saw in year 1 than we saw in year 2. And you pair him up with Garrett Wilson, you get a nice veteran quarterback in here to be thrown around the big skin, man. Wait, BTJ, he's at the top of my wide receiver board. That is a move I would make. I said it back on Thursday, and I'm reiterating it. I'm continuing to put it out in the universe. And when I'm right, people, when I'm right, whoosh. Just remember who said it. Make sure we give Boy Green a little bit of credit here, man. Okay? That's all I'm saying. I just want some respect if I call that. When I call that. We got a super chat coming in from Jake Asman, the leader of Asmaniac Madness. The leader of the Asmaniacs.
Wow.
The cat's out of the bag, baby. I have a huge announcement to make. Quick detour from free agency and the legal tampering period. Here is the news, folks. It developed very quickly. But Boy Green is headed to the draft, baby. For the first time in my life, I'm going to the NFL draft. I was just there a bunch of months ago. I'll share some pictures in Discord. Or in Pittsburgh, they have all these draft statues and all kinds of other things set up down there in preparation and promotion of the NFL draft. So, yes, I will be with Jake Asman at his party with Lou B. Super Jets fan. I will be live at the draft when the Jets are making those decisions in the draft. I will be shacking up with Johnny Boy. All right, that should be a time. So it's going to be awesome. So I can't wait. Thank you, Jake, for sending this in. He says, see you at the draft party in Pittsburgh, Boy Green. So that's going to be awesome to link up with Jake. We'll do some Boy Green dailies from the hotel with Johnny Boy. We'll do some reactions live when the Jets are drafting. That's going to be pretty cool. So I've never been to a draft before. That's going to be insane. Absolutely insane. I can't wait. So thank you, Jake, for the big announcement here. It is official. It is official. So let's go. By the way, Jake, you're up to 4 raffle tickets so far this month. Thank you very much. Yes, Boy Green's headed to the draft, baby. Can't wait. I've never been to a draft before. It's absolutely on my bucket list. Why not now? Why not now? So that's going to be awesome. We will keep you guys updated with, updates, I guess. It's going to be cool. So I can't wait. So, yes, I am coming to Pittsburgh. That is factual. Boy Green will be at the draft. So, yes. Let's freaking go. Let's go. Yeah, Uncle Indy's like, wait, Jake broke Boy Green's news on his show? Yeah, I guess. I don't know. Yeah. Hey, Jake's the man. Yeah. Let's see. So, shout out. Yeah, here's where I'm at real quick because I see a lot of people. Some people are cool with the Brian Thomas Jr. thing. Some people aren't. Ricky New York Live says BTJ wants to go to Washington. He's not coming here. Well, he doesn't have a choice. So, he's not signing an extension. He can't. He's ineligible. So it's just on the trade. He doesn't get to pick where he goes. Ricky New York Live. So that's an interesting thought. And I'm sure Jay Daniels would love to have him. But that's not how it works. So he doesn't get to pick where he goes. Yeah, people, yeah. So we're talking about this Brian Thomas Jr. thing, which was my idea a couple days ago, and I want to still breathe some more life into it. Oh, whoops! I'm sending things flying over here. So I'm very interested in Brian Thomas Jr. And here's the thing, sort of my thought process. There are some intriguing wide receivers in this draft. We've talked about it, but like a rookie wide receiver, you don't know what you have. It's a mystery. They could be really good. They could be Garrett Wilson, but sometimes it could be Denzel Mims. Sometimes it could be Elijah Moore. Sometimes it could be Stephen Hill. Sometimes that can happen. And so, in theory, a veteran, relatively, using that word very loosely in this particular sense, you know what you have. So Brian Thomas Jr., it is a risk. Of course, it's a risk. Inherently, it's a risk. But what receiver am I getting at 44th overall that has the potential of Brian Thomas Jr.? Now, there are people, look at NFL history. Marcus Colston was an undrafted free agent. There's all kinds of wonderful receivers that have been taken at various points of the draft or not taken at all that end up being superstars. So it can happen. But just like, what are the chances that the Jets select a wide receiver at 44 that's better than Brian Thomas Jr.? My gut would be unlikely, would be my gut. So I think I would like a receiver that I know what he is. And again, there is some risk here. But I think Brian Thomas Jr. is much closer to the player we saw in year number 1 than we saw in year number 2. And I'm willing to risk it to get the biscuit. I'd give up 44 for Brian Thomas Jr. We have the luxury of having bonus picks. Now, I'm not saying light them on fire, but when a unique opportunity presents itself, the Jets can jump in. The Bills just gave up a second-round pick for DJ Moore. We can't give up a second-round pick for Brian Thomas Jr., man? I don't know. And then you look at the free agent market, and I think it's another reason to sort of push you in that general direction. NC Green says, why would Jacksonville give up a receiver with 3 years left on the rookie contract? It's a good question. I don't know what's going on, but apparently there's some sort of beef between him and Liam Cohen. He could have been traded last year. I heard rumors that the Jets were talking to Jacksonville about a Quinnen Williams, Brian Thomas Jr. trade in picks. That was discussed on the table, but the Jets just wanted the high-value picks, and I think that was a right call. Even though I like Brian Thomas Jr., I think that was the right call to load up on picks. But apparently, it's a new regime. The people that drafted Brian Thomas Jr., they're not here anymore. Gladstone had his first draft last year, and Liam Cohen obviously got hired last year. So the people that were here that drafted Brian Thomas Jr. aren't here anymore. That happens all the time. Gator McCluskey, Brian Thomas Jr. very may well be a head case. Why is he on the block every year? I hear he's a bad guy. So he'd give him 44 for him, but not for Mac Jones. Well, on the block every year. He's only been in the league for 2 years, and his first year he was definitely not on the block. He was a star wide receiver. So he's only on the block recently. So I would push back on that level of what you said. And I hear he's a bad guy, unless that's a Billie Eilish song. I have not heard the bad guy stuff. And yes, would I give up 44 for him, but not for Mac Jones? Yeah, McCorkle, I just don't believe in McCorkle, to be honest. I think he's fugazi. I think, speaking of Jacksonville, we saw him in Jacksonville, and he was just a guy. He goes to San Francisco under the veil of Kyle Shanahan, and all of a sudden he's a stud again. I don't know. I just think there's some bullshit there. And that I feel like Mac Jones goes away from San Francisco, and he turns back into a pumpkin, with all due respect. So, no, I wouldn't give up the 44th overall pick for Mac Jones. I would not. But, hey, if the Jets give up the 44th overall pick for Mac Jones, I will have no other choice but to support him, I guess. So, yeah, I'm willing to risk it to get the biscuit at wide receiver, not at quarterback in that particular conversation. Yeah, the draft should be fun. I appreciate all the kind words. Dade County McFly says, trade for Michael Pittman. BG, you dumb. Trade for Michael Pittman. Well, here's the problem, Dade County McFly 5582. The problem is that something happened that we didn't anticipate. Let's walk through it, okay? The Colts were supposed to franchise tag Alec Pierce. By franchise tagging Alec Pierce, that should have made Michael Pittman Jr. available to be traded. Would have shaken him free from that coconut tree. Now, the problem is the Colts are idiots, okay? We'll see if they prove to be geniuses in a little bit, like, today on Legal Tampering Period Day. But here's what they should have done, okay? They should have franchise tagged Alec Pierce and just tried to work it out with Daniel Jones. I know that quarterbacks are scarce, okay? But how many teams are rushing to sign Achilles blown out Daniel Jones? My guess is they're not. Now, I'm not saying there would be no interest. I'm just saying I don't think people are rushing to do it. So you franchise tag Pierce and you make sure he ain't going nowhere because we know he's about to get a bag and a half. I would have tagged him. And if you tag him, that would have shaken potentially Michael Pittman Jr. free. So Dade County McFly, I like Michael Pittman. I think he'd be great right next to Garrett Wilson. But apparently and unfortunately, I don't know if he shakes free if they also get rid of Alec Pierce. And get rid of, I mean, he gets stolen away in the middle of the night. I don't know if they suddenly get rid of Michael Pittman and Alec Pierce. That's what I'm saying. I may be dumb for a lot of other reasons, but not dumb for that. I just don't think he's going to be as available anymore because the Colts are an idiot. Buffoonery. Moronicness. I don't know what the hell they're doing over there. So come on, man. William Amley says, perhaps a BG while in Pitt can do a Pizza Hut commercial with Tom Brady. Hut. Yeah, screw Tom Brady. I think not. Joey says, I want some Mac Jones action. I'm glad somebody does. Yeah. Oh, McCorkle. Yeah. Jay Burek says, 44 won't be enough. Jags are going to want 16 or 33. And I think they should want 16 or 33. If I'm Jacksonville, that's what I'm asking for. But just because that's what I'm asking for doesn't mean that's what I get. I'm sure that's what they're asking for. They should. Absolutely. If I was them, I would ask for the moon and the stars. I don't think Brian Thomas Jr., let's pull it up. What was Brian Thomas Jr.? Wasn't he like the 16th overall pick, if I remember? Let me see. What was old BTJ? What was his, where was he selected in the 2024 NFL draft? He was the 23rd overall pick. I bought more than I was more than I thought, or less than I thought, rather. So he was the 23rd overall pick. He had one really good year. That was a Pro Bowl year as a rookie. And then last year was sort of mid. So what is he worth? It's a good question. He's now 2 years into a 5-year rookie contract if the 5th-year option is accepted. I don't think I would give up 16. If they really cranked me, I'd think about 33. But I love 33. I love pick 33. I love having it. It's a trade asset. It could be a first-round player that slipped in. I'd prefer 44. Burek says 44 won't be enough. We'll see what's enough. I don't know. We'll see. Dave Brigger is having nightmares about Stephen Hill. My apologies. Mark Sacchetti says, I'll be in the East End of Pittsburgh during the draft. Hopefully we see a bunch of you. Again, I'll be at the draft party with Jake, Lou B, and a bunch of other people. So people come stop by. I'll play once we finalize some more details and we get closer, I'll play some detail. I don't even know the words I'm saying anymore. We'll show some details and stuff from the draft of stuff we'll be doing and things we'll be doing out there. And we can all meet up and have a good time. So for anyone that wants to come to the draft, feel free. We have over 400 people in the room, including 200 of those 400 watching on YouTube. Folks, the free way to contribute to this friggin' program is by hitting that like button. It's right there below the screen. Hit that like button. It is free to do, folks. So we only have 55 likes, but nearly 200 people watching on YouTube. Come on, folks, hit that like button. Also, if you're feeling froggy, hit that subscribe button too, baby. Oh, yeah. We're only a handful of subscribers away from 8,444 subscribers, as a matter of fact, from 8,440. This is going to be a seismic growth week. I can feel it for the Boy Green Coffee Club and Boy Green Daily and all the Boy Green action that happens here on the show. So, guys, join the Army. NC Green says, something ain't right if Jacksonville is trading BTJ. He still has 3 years left on his rookie deal. People do dumb stuff, NC Green. People do dumb stuff. I'm not saying he's this perfect player. You have to investigate the issues that exist. But, yeah, I'd investigate. Jay Burek says, Jets sent 16 to Jacksonville for BTJ and pick 81. Oof. I wouldn't do that. I would want Well, let me see. Let me pull up the NFL draft value chart real quick. Let's see what they have to work with. They're still hurting from the Travis Hunter trade up, so I don't know even what their picks are. So let's see. All right. They have 56. So here's the if I have this correct here, with the NFL draft value chart, I believe this is this could be including some other comp picks and things. They have the 56 overall pick. That's their second round pick. They still have. They have multiple third round picks. I see they have they have 81, they have 88 and 100. They have 3 third round picks. So there is some wiggle room here. I would would I do 16 for 56 and BTJ? I'm not sure. That gets me thinking, I guess, but 16, damn. I had other plans for 16. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm very intrigued. I'm willing to dance. Let's negotiate. Let's talk. Let's see. Dead Counter McFly says, you want all the players, but not good players. Oh. I'm sorry we disagree on that, Dade Counter McFly. Oh, my goodness gracious. A.D. Mitchell is a better version of Brian Thomas Jr. Come on, man. Why do people have to do this? Dade, be honest with me. This is a therapy set. Come on. Why do we have to do this? This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. So you're telling me Brian Thomas Jr. at a 1,300-yard season in the National Football League is a worse version than A.D. Mitchell, who, by the way, let's pull up old. I don't want to bash Adonai Mitchell. He's a fine young man. But you're telling me that Adonai Mitchell, who a second-round draft choice, you're telling me that this guy, come on. We don't have to compare. We're comparing different stratospheres here. Brian Thomas Jr. and Adonai Mitchell are nowhere close to the same anything. Like, look, he's been in the league for 2 years. He's had 300 yards and 400 yards. Come on, man. Come on. Get the hell out of here. He is not in Brian Thomas Jr. category at all. Man, you are high on A.D. Mitchell. I hope you're right. I hope A.D. Mitchell is apparently a better version of Brian Thomas Jr. That would be spectacular. But that's the craziest thing I've ever heard. A.D. Mitchell, to me, what I'm doing is I'm bringing, and no matter what, whether you want Brian Thomas Jr. or not, let's put him aside. Whoever you want. I'm bringing in a legitimate wide receiver 2, however that comes, if it's draft, trade, free agency, whatever. And then Adonai Mitchell, at best, is wide receiver 3 on my team. In a best-case scenario. That's how I'm looking at Adonai Mitchell. And if he proves me wrong and he's better, then great. If he's worse, then okay, I'm covered. I'm not going to be relying on him for that. Like, come on. Better than Brian Thomas Jr.? Good Lord. Oh, dear God. Wow. But anywho. Gator McCluskey says Jets will have to get their wide receiver at 16. That's possible. That's a very popular thing. That could make a lot of sense. And it's what my boy Trevor Sikkema says. He wants that the Jets go get Mekhi Lemon at 16 or move up. Hennessy Heisman says, this team is dog shit. We have fans saying, I don't want BTJ. I don't know. Hey, different strokes, different folks. Denzel Boston round 2 could be there at 33. That could be an option. William Ainley wants a Reese and Zion Young with picks 2 and 16. Well, let's do this. Let's take care of some free agency first before we get into the draft conversation. Hennessy Hasman says, if you trade a second for BTJ, you can use the first-round picks on the pathetic defense. That's true. Yeah, I want some just more offensive firepower. For sure. Let's read some more of your guys' comments. Send them along. We have 500 people in the room here. Again, Boy Green Daily, a daily New York Jets video show. Also available wherever you get your podcast. Troy Sturgis says, hopefully the Jets come into free agency aggressive and not timid. New England was aggressive last year. Look where they ended up. Yeah, the reporting, we'll see if this is true or not, is that the Jets are going to be aggressive in the safety market, so they're at or near the top of the safety markets. They're going to make a splash at safety, it sounds like. But the other positions, they're going to attack second and third waves. I just hope that they need upgrades. They're coming off a 3-14 season, man. They need there is upgrades that is required here. Serious upgrades at a variety of positions. Wide receiver, quarterback, obviously. Well, left guard, what the hell's happening there? Defensive end. Defensive tackle you're probably set on. You probably need some bigger defensive ends, though. Whether you're 3-4 or 4-3, you're either stand-up pass rushers or just bigger, fatter defensive ends for the old 3-4 scheme. So you're going to need some of those cats. Off-ball linebacker, of course. Safety. And then corner sneaky. Corner sneaky, opposite of Brandon Stevens. I like Azaria Thomas, but is he ready for the big show? I don't know. Not sure. It's a question they have to answer. JD Surf City says, I don't see the Jets using meaningful capital on any trade. Yeah, we'll see what happens. I hope they sort of leave the 2027 treasure chest alone unless they're adding to it, personally. Lou B. Super Jets fan says, I'm on Mac Jones train for a second-round pick in 2027. Are we kidding yourselves holding on to picks that we, as of now, have Justin Fields and Bailey Zappi? Yeah, our quarterback room stinks right now. There's no question about it. No question about it. Brian Thomas Jr. does have drops. He does. Yes. William Aimley says we could get Denzel Boston or Omar Cooper Jr. at 16. That's true. That's true. Denzel Boston, it's getting richer at 16, maybe 33. Omar, his stock is rising significantly. Yeah, some Mekhi Lemon action. Okay. Troy Sturgis says we need 3 big splashes in free agency. I'm hearing some news. Let's see. Is this news official? I'm getting some news in here. Let's see. Take a quick gander. Okay. Did we just get some news? Let me see. Double checking. Oh, wow. There's a bunch of nuggets here from Rich Samini. I'll get to those in a second. Oh, interesting. Here's another little news nugget. Not that I'm interested in this guy anymore, but Jake Browning is not being tendered by the Cincinnati Bengals, so he's an unrestricted free agent. He looked like dump last year, so again, I have no interest in that range. I have absolutely no interest in that range. And there it is. Yes, it is official. Let's give a shout out to our guy here. T_time_11 with some news. Some news. Here we go. The Miami Dolphins are officially releasing Tua Tagovailoa with the post-June 1 designation. By cutting Tua, Miami will take on an NFL record $99 million dead cap hit, split over 2 years now. So Tua will be a free agent, which means he can be had at the veteran minimum. Rich Samini did confirm on his podcast, as we've heard from Mike Garafolo, the Jets have interest in Tua. He's just saying, Tea Time 11 is saying he's not interested into it. He's just sharing that news, and I appreciate that. So, yes, so Tua, which I appreciate. Thank you for sharing that. If you guys see news, by the way, whether it's right now or when we're doing our 11 o'clock live show where news is even more apt to drop, super chat or get my attention. So if you want to do a super chat, it's a different color to me, so it pops up in my mind when I see it on the side, and I'm trying to look at my phone too. But if you guys just for free just scream it over and over again in the comments, this news, Paul, get my attention on either this show or we're doing another live show at 11 o'clock. So let me know if that's coming as well. All right, let's get to this Rich Samini. Man, he has a bunch of nuggets in here. And then we'll open up the phone lines. Again, we have 500 people in the room. Make sure you guys like the video, hit subscribe. Okay, here's the latest from Rich Samini. He says, all the quarterback talk has overshadowed several needs on defense. The Jets will be heavily involved in the safety market. I expect them to sign 1, maybe 2, which, by the way, I wouldn't mind. Brian Cook, Kansas City Chiefs, is in the conversation. Nick Cross of the Indianapolis Colts. Ifitu Melifonwu, a guy covered here at Syracuse. He can play some corner. He can play some safety. I like Ifitu. His brother, Obi Melifano, who played in the league for a couple years. So you have him, Kyle Duggar, Ashton Davis. Oh, my goodness. We could have an Ashton Davis reunion? Wow. All right. Didn't have that on the bingo card. Okay. All right. Kyle Duggar, former Patriot. What the? He also says they have needs at corner, defensive end, linebacker. Muji needs to get some players for his new play caller, AG. So Alex Anzalone was mentioned at line. Oh, I cannot believe Ashton Davis is on this list. This is Rich Samiti on Twitter. He just has a primer with all this new information out here. Unbelievable. As for quarterbacks, the top names I'm hearing for the Jets, Kyler Murray, Geno Smith, Carson Wentz, Mitch Trubisky, and Tua Tagovailoa for the second year in a row. They're in the game of quarterback musical chairs. Oh, my goodness. Hear these quarterback names, man. Kyler Murray, Geno Smith, Carson Wentz, Mitch Trubisky, and Tua Tagovailoa. What in the world is going on here, man? This isn't surprising. I mean, we knew these are the names they're swimming in, but good Lord have mercy. This is unbelievable. All right. So out of that group, who do I prefer? Kyler, Geno, Carson, Mitch, Tua. Well, Kyler, Geno, Tua, and then we're in the backup guys of Carson Wentz and Mitch Trubisky. What the? Yeah, so if I had to power rank them, Kyler number 1, Geno number 2, Tua number 3, although you could flip-flop Tua and Geno if you want. And then, oh my dear God. Well, here we are, I guess. Yeah, Kyler would be the preferred name out of that group for sure. They could sign a wide receiver. This is more Rich Samini nuggets from his Twitter account. He just tweeted this out. The Jets could sign a wide receiver, but I doubt it will be a big splash, nor should it be. They have 4 picks inside the top 44. They should find a receiver, one of them. They like Alec Pierce. There's a connection to Frank Reich, but not at $27 million per year or more. The trade market should not be dismissed. Brian Thomas Jr. and Michael Pittman are ones to watch. Oh, see, Boy Green. I told you. Let's see if that ends up being something. I told you. See, Boy Green said it a few days ago. Let's put some respect on old BG. Okay, interesting. And Michael Pittman. There you go, Dade County McFly. He's a name to watch. There you have it. There you go. My sense is that Brian Thomas Jr. would catch the Jets' attention. Maybe Pittman too. So, okay. Both of those names would be sexy. That'd be nice. Okay. Let's see some more from Rich Samini here. I think one trend you're going to see is how the Jets lean into older free agents with an emphasis on intangibles, leadership. They need leaders on both sides of the ball. That's why a guy like ex-Jet Demario Davis could be on the radar. He oozes leadership, so don't be surprised if they add players beyond their second contract. So veterans. Different strategy this offseason, Jet fans. Different strategy. The Jets have about $73 million in cap room, but don't expect them to go bonkers. Last year, they signed 2 players at $10 million per year deals or larger. That was Justin Fields' 2-year deal for $40 million and Brandon Stevens' 3-year deal for $36 million. I'd expect something similar. Okay, maybe 3. Look for volume, though. The Jets will be a volume shooter in free agency. Wow, a ton of nuggets in here. Ton of nuggets indeed. But again, the trade market at wide receiver, again, Brian Thomas Jr., BTJ. Again, Boy Green's ready to pat himself on the back for that one. Nice. Let's go. All right, folks, let's do this. Let's open up the phone lines. Man, we are popping. We are hot. Rumors are bubbling all over the place, and I want to hear from you, the fans out there in the audience, folks. Again, make sure you guys like the video. That's a free way to contribute here on the program. If you want to call in, if you want to get your participation trophy, now is the time to do so. We're about to play a little HEP timeout, and then you guys can call in. It'll be the pinned comment on youtube.com/boygreen25. If you're, you're calling all the time, that's cool. If you're a new caller, that's also welcome here on the program. So let's do this. We'll play a quick HEP timeout. This is from our live tailgate last year, which again, that will be back this year. More details to come on that. And we'll take your phone calls next here on Boy Green Daily.
1, 2, 3. Whoa! Boy Green, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. Talking Jets football, man. All right. Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily, Boy Green Daily. The New York Jets Football Club. All Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. Everyone, J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets. Boy Green, fucking daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. Talking Jets football, man. All right. Boy Green, fucking daily, fucking daily, fucking daily. Offense, defense, special teams, watch Jets football with Boy Green. J-E-T-S, Jets, Jets, Jets. Let's go!
Go, baby. Welcome back to Boy Green Daily, New York Jets video show, also available wherever you get your podcast. Before we go to the phone lines, I just received a comment that I'd like to highlight, not on this stream, just a comment I've received on YouTube on something. So I want to highlight this. Let's bring this up. People, if you want to be content creators out in the universe, sometimes you're going to hear some comments. So let's throw this up on the screen, whoever this person is. This is Dwayne Thomas 4655. You so-called content creators know everything the Jets should do in free agency. You are so overbearing with your boring content. Oh, okay. Wow. Try one right for the chaps. So let me get this straight, Dwayne. Dwayne the Pebble Thomas. Okay. Let me get this straight. So you found this, so he was responding to, I did a couple days ago, the top 5 calls the Jets should make. That had the Brian Thomas Jr. thing on it and other stuff. So Dwayne found this so offensive. He's like, you know what? I'm going to comment this. And he's going to comment it. And then, so he doesn't care about it, but he cared enough about it to comment. Come on, Dwayne. Dwayne, let's have a little fun in life. If you don't like it, there's a thing. Scroll past it, buddy. You don't have to subscribe. I prefer if you do, but if you don't want to, that's all right. We're all copacetic here in the universe. Come on, Dwayne. Dwayne. Boy, guess I'm not getting a Christmas card from Dwayne this season. Great. Just, well. Anywho, I just saw that just popped up on my phone when I was putting up the phone lines, and it gave me a chortle. Not quite a laugh, but a chortle. Somewhere in between a light giggle and a hearty laugh. They give me a chortle. Gave it sort of that sort of effect. Thank you, Dwayne, for your support. Always keeping me humble. That's important in life. Well, the phone lines are open, folks, at youtube.com/boygreen25. It's a pinned comment on YouTube. You could be watching on Facebook, could be watching on Twitter, could be hate watching from the YouTube post section, apparently. There's a lot of places you can enjoy this show. Also, shout out to people that replay the show on YouTube or listen to the audio-only version of the podcast. Keep it real, people. That's how you call in. Let's go to the phone lines. Kick us off on this very busy day. Yep.
Oh, knock, knock.
Who's there?
Dwayne the bathtub, I'm drowning.
Shout out to Dwayne. Dwayne.
So, Paul, hey, man, you're going down there. That's great. I'm really glad to hear that. Are you going to be doing like a joint show with Jake or like...
It's a good question. I'm not sure. I know we'll be doing, me and Johnny Boy will probably, I mean, I didn't tell him this yet, but unless he sleeps through it, I'll be doing some Boy Green Daily from our joint hotel room that we'll be doing. So we'll be doing that together for sure. Jake definitely wants to collab at the party. I think Jake's hosting his show live from this bar that we're going to be at, McFadden's. Right. And so I will probably interact with him there, and we'll see if there's anything else beyond that. Yeah.
That's awesome. And you'll see Lou B down there, of course. He'll be down
Of course, yes. So Lou B, thank you to Lou B for inviting us out. And he's going to take us on the B Sprinter. You guys saw the tailgater. He's going to take us from the hotel to the draft. So,
awesome.
Yeah, it's going to be super awesome.
Oh, that's great. That's going to be a fun time. So that's great. You knocked that off the bucket list. Now next year, either you do the Senior Bowl or you do the Combine, I guess, right? Yeah,
it's definitely on the list. It's to do one of those two. We'll see which one sort of grabs as we get a little bit closer, but hopefully to go there as media would be pretty cool. So again, either I heard this line from Frank Caliendo does a Morgan Freeman line where he like impersonates him. He says, "You got to get busy living, or get busy dying.
That's
And
right.
I got to get busy living. If I got things on this bucket list, I better get to them before I kick the bucket. So it's on there.
Shawshank Redemption.
That's it.
That was red. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that.
So I heard little Jet news. I don't know the validity. I heard that Marvin Harrison Jr. might be available for a number 2 pick.
Oh my goodness! Now I will tell you, I thought, and again, I am whatever the word is. There's a bias there because Marvin Harrison Sr., of course, played here at Syracuse, and I heard his son coming up through the ranks before he was this big wig thing, and I always just sort of kept an eye on the young junior. I just kept it. I'm like, man, if he's anything like his father, he's going to be around for a long time. So I thought he was just going to be an automatic hit in the NFL. I thought he was such a sure thing, and it's been whatever so far. And boy, if they're ready to hit the eject button, he's man, he's just been around his dad forever. And I know there are people that can't be the same, but he is just built different. His size, hands, everything. I just think if you just tune those bolts right on the old Marvin Harrison Jr. machine, I think he could be a superstar. So I
was thinking that too, especially playing with Garrett. I could see the two of them, Garrett
Ohio
raising
State
his game
boys.
a bit.
Yeah.
But anyway, that's all I got for today. I'll see you guys.
Appreciate it. Thank you, Hep. Thank you very much. Yes, so we will be live at the draft, baby. I'll be there. Jake Asman show. It'll be a lot of fun. Like I said, we'll see what more we do. We'll definitely do, depending on timing of everything, we'll definitely do a Boy Green Daily or something from the hotel. What would that be? We'll have to see if I'm traveling up on Thursday morning of the draft or Wednesday night, one of the two. And so whether that's on Thursday morning, we'll definitely have a Boy Green Daily going, oh my God, can you believe what just happened on Friday morning? We'll definitely have that for sure. And then we'll see what else. Saturday morning could be too. We'll see. We'll see what's up. But it's going to be a lot of fun. It's definitely been on my bucket list for a long time to go to the draft. So spectacular. And there's one individual to thank that is making this dream a reality. I get so emotional talking about it. It is my Jets worldwide brethren. It is Johnny Boy who has made all this possible. So thank you for checking this one off the Make-A-Wish list, Johnny Boy.
Oh, yeah. Hey, it's going to be a good time, man. Shout out to Jake and Lou B, man, for showing love. Mm-hmm. I'm really happy to be able to break your NFL draft cherry because
thank you. Yes.
Mine will get taken as well. So this is
at the same time. Wow.
Yeah.
It's almost like we had a promise ring with one another. That's beautiful.
It really was. Like, it's going to be magical. There might be roses everywhere.
Oh, great.
In the morning, I am apologizing right now that if you're having your show and you just see a random dude just running around the back, and it's probably myself, but
okay. All right.
I'm kidding.
Good to have a heads up on that. Yep.
It'll be a good time, man. I'm excited. Not like I've been like, oh, can't wait to go to Pittsburgh because I've heard nothing but like horrible things about Pittsburgh, right?
Oh wow, Jesus.
But I came on to can't wait, man. Jets Worldwide and freaking Boy Green Daily. Let's go. It'll be a good time, man.
The great collab. So thank you for that. Yeah.
Everything I keep reading is that the Jets are going to do bargain deals, right?
Apparently, yeah.
And I wanted to ask you, BG, that does not sound good, first off.
No, right.
But a bargain deal. So what would consist of a bargain deal? Like, what position group, what would you want, right, as a bargain, essentially? Because that sounds like crap, if I'm being honest with you. I'm probably one of the few guys that is wanting the Jets to be very competitive, and I want the Jets to win. Like, I don't want to go into a season and being like, let's tank. No, F that. Like, I want to win. So I hear bargain, and I'm like, what? Why? Who? Your thoughts?
Yeah, so the Jets have the 5th most cap space in the NFL, so I don't think they should be bargain shopping, but it's selective. I think there's a difference between going reckless and giving 20 people $20 million contracts and giving no one any big contract. I would say like a bargain, and this one worked out for the Jets, so this one was very nice. John Simpson, right? He gets signed, and we all go, John Simpson, who the fuck is John Simpson? And then we're like, geez, what the hell are they doing? And he was this guy who had an interesting journey in the NFL where he came into the league, appeared to be a bust, had this one-off year with the Baltimore Ravens. So you're like, oh, wow, okay. And then he joined the Jets, and he ended up playing above his means of the contract. That was a good one. But I think sometimes when you nickel and dime at certain positions, you get nickel and dime results. You get what you pay for sometimes, and that's bad. So it sounds like the Jets are making a splash at safety. Rightfully so. Our safety room sucks ass. So I hope that they make a significant splash and get somebody, whether it's a Kevin Byard, who I like a lot, but I don't think he's going to be as much money as the top guys, or they say, F it. We're getting Brian Cook, Kobe Bryant, whoever that guy is, a top flight safety for like 3 years, $33 million, plug and play, bing, boom, bam, get that done immediately. That would be a way to do it. So I think there should be a glut of whatever you want to call it. I guess if you want to call them mid-tier. But like the Jets just have so many needs. I get that they can't get the top safety, top linebacker, top defensive end, top this. I know they can't get them all because we're going to run out of money very quickly. But I want them to selectively be aggressive. And when they have a guy, so if it's trade, we're just talking about receivers earlier. Apparently, Rich Cimini's Twitter notes included a Michael Pittman Jr. trade potentially, a Brian Thomas Jr. trade. Like, that's exciting. That's a wide receiver splash. I like that. But there's a lot of things to do. I'd get aggressive at several positions. Safety would be high on my list. Linebacker, although I like DeMario and I don't think he's going to be at the top of the market, he'd be there. I'd be curious on the pass rushers. I know that's going to be a lot of money, but our pass rush stinks. We were 31st last year. So that would be another area. So those are some, but I could see them bargain shopping like guard, like Isaac Siumala. From the Pittsburgh Steelers. He's a veteran, like 32 years of age, maybe signs a 2-year deal or something for like whatever money, like John Simpson money, maybe a little more because he's more proven. Like I could see something like that as a bargain. That'd be okay with it, guard.
So if they were to go, let's just say, so I'm going to attack safety real quick.
Sure, yeah.
Let's just say they go for Brian Cook,
right,
as the top one that they want.
All right.
But then they go, and you said his name earlier, Ashton Davis again. Is that okay for you? Because, I mean, you still have Malachi Moore. Yeah. Ashton Davis maybe is that middle type of the pack type of safety that you would put in there, and you're not overspending so much because you kind of know what you have in Ashton Davis. I believe he's the last person for the New York Jets to have an interception for us.
That is a fun fact you just shared on the show that is completely accurate. It was the Jets-Dolphins game, not this past season, the season before at the end. That is true. Yes.
So then at linebacker, would a Leo Chanel and maybe I don't know, Quay Walker, and Quay Walker being more of the high one and Leo Chanel being the middle one? Like, would that entice people? Is that considered bargaining, right?
Well, Leo Chanel, just real quick on him, he apparently is supposed to be a bargain because he's been basically throughout his entire career a part-time player. Like, they haven't played him the full complement of snaps, whether by choice or whatever reason. So he's not expected to be at the top of the linebacker market in terms of crazy money. So he would be a unique bargain, if you want to call it that. But I like that bargain. Like, that to me makes a lot of sense. That's an investment. If you just your safety thing real quick, Brian Cook and Ashton Davis, and then you have Malachi Moore, those are your 3 quote unquote starting safeties. Like, okay. And then if you're in the draft and Dylan Thieneman or who else am I thinking of? Like, oh God, there's so many options. You pick one of those kind of guys somewhere in your top 44. Wow, your safety room is presto. It got fixed. So that intrigues me. The linebacker thing intrigues me. Chanel would be another one of those bargain guys, apparently. Yeah, I could see that.
And that's what I'm saying. Like, does that make the fan base a little bit happier, or are they gonna go the Brian Cook and Ashton Davis scenario, right? That you're kind of not like, well, we got Brian Cook, but I don't know an Ashton Davis, or you go with the Chanel and the Quay Walker. Like that's the stuff that I'm looking forward to seeing. Yeah, today, dude, I'm excited as anything. Like,
me too. I'm giddy.
I think this is like the beginning of the season for us.
Yeah.
Right. I'm hoping that because first off, when I heard bargain, I was like, is he gonna bargain though? Because I mean, essentially, he's kind of playing for his right for
right, playing his life, right? His football life, 100%. Like, his ass is on the line, 100%.
But then if he goes and is like, Ashton Davis is the biggest splash that we get. Right?
Well,
you're kind of
yes.
like, shit, he has another year. Like he's not really worried about his job at that point.
Oh, maybe that could be
mean?
another way to interpret it. But like for me, I don't normally go yard sale hopping, but I try to find a good deal. So like, you know, the sticker price is $20. I'm like, I'm walking away this thing for $6. And I'm just a negotiator, and I want to get the best possible deal I could get. So if that's the kind of negotiating, like you're getting a $20 value at $6, okay, that I can live with that if that's how Darren Muji is cooking out there in the free agent streets. If he's getting players that are worth much more than he's paying for, or he's getting them on upside shots, like that to me is intriguing.
Yeah, and I say this, I don't want to lose, man. So
yeah,
Mike Evans, the combo of Mike Evans, what would it cost? There's legit right now people out there are saying hell to the no on Mike Evans. And I'm like, yo, after Garrett Wilson,
yeah,
the entire wide receiving room is question marks at the current moment.
Definitely. I agree.
Like, why would you, if we're still talking about drafting a wide receiver in the
draft, yeah,
in the draft itself, wouldn't you want a vet like that to be able to kind of, you know, mentor him? But the Brian Thomas conversation, dude, I would do it all day, every day. If you're telling me you got to give up a 44th pick for a proven guy like that, I would do it all day, every day.
Yeah, I just think the hell to the no, while maybe it's coming from some Jet fans, I just don't think he's ever coming here. I think,
agreed.
With all due respect, I just think he's going to look at our non-existent quarterback situation and go like, how the hell are you getting me the ball? And you guys, your leading receiver last year had 395 yards, and he missed 10 games because he was injured. Like, he's like, why the fuck am I coming over there? With all due respect. So I like Mike Evans. He's going to the Hall of Fame one day. He has a Super Bowl ring on his finger from the Bucs days. Like, I think he's going to a contender. And again, I like Mike Evans a lot. I think the hell to the no is from him to the Jets, not from the Jets to him.
Okay,
so, but if a quarterback dropped from the high heavens, if we like traded for like Lamar Jackson, I'm sure Mike Evans would be like, sweet, let's fucking go. All right. Mike Evans, Garrett Wilson, let's go. But I just don't know if that's happening. So for me, I'm out just out of realism. You know, if this was Madden, sure, I'd love to sign Mike Evans and add him to Garrett Wilson. I just don't know if some of these Alec Pierce, I just don't know if those guys are going to be interested in the Jets because of their situation.
BG, and I could get down with somebody if they were like, it's because of his age. Like at that point, I would understand the conversation. Right. But if it's just a straight off like, no, like, you know, we're too good for him and blah blah blah, is what I was seeing. I'm like, what? I'm like, yo, dude, you just put up the stats last year. How many yards?
Yeah, 395 from Garrett Wilson. And again, he missed 10 games. It's a 17-game season. He missed 10 of them, and he finished with the most receiving yards of any player on the Jets.
Exactly. So, I mean, I don't know. Look, I'm excited for free agency.
Yeah, man.
Hopefully they do make a good big splashes in free agency, and then we kind of go from there.
Yeah.
But I know what everybody's looking for, bro. It's quarterback, dog, and that's what we want to see. And it sucks.
Let me ask you, when do you think we get our quarterback? Is it today? Is it by the end of the week? Is it next week? When do we find out who the hell's are? We're within reason, obviously. Something crazy, I guess, could happen during the draft, but within reason, when do we get our quarterback? That's not like Mitch Trubisky, because like he's clearly competing for like QB2. Like when we get a legitimate guy that we're like, oh, holy shit, we're pretty sure that's our starter. When do we find that information out, do you think?
I would have to say either today or tomorrow, right? Because
wow.
There's gonna be a whole bunch of people. Like, you don't want to be left with the crumbs of the litter.
Which you might be.
Right? Like,
if you're the least attractive situation, Jets may have to wait for other situations to play out before they can find out their own situation. I hope not. I hope they get the quarterback of their dreams, but I don't know, man.
I mean, look, that's why I would love Marcus Mariota to come over here. Gives you somewhat, and I would still draft another vet QB as well. But man, it's slim pickings, bro. And everybody's saying, why would anybody want to come to the Jets? It's a real conversation, and it sucks that wherever we're at, man. But hey, Boy Green, appreciate you, man. Keep doing your stuff. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Make sure you guys hit the like and hit the sub, and let's go Jets.
There we go. That's the spirit, Johnny boy. Hit him with it. Let's go. Hail to the yeah. great to have Johnny Boy here on the program. Again, me and Johnny Boy are heading to the draft, baby. It should be a lot of fun. All right, let's get a super chat in here from my buddy, Hennessy Heisman.
Wow.
$2 super chat. Thank you, Hennessy Heisman. Again, guys, if you want to send in your super chats or gift channel memberships, let's get the party started. It's free agency, legal tampering period time. We are going to legally tamper so hard in like 3 hours and change. Legally. So if you guys want to do that, feel free to hit that money sign on YouTube. You could super sticker, super chat, give some channel memberships. Let's explode. Let's get some excitement happening here, baby. Here on the program. $2 super chat. With AG being on the hot seat, I could see Ty at 16. He's, of course, referencing Ty Simpson, the Alabama quarterback. I think Johnny Boy said it there a little bit indirectly, but depending on what the Jets do in free agency, could indicate the safety in which AG feels, right? If they don't make any big splashes, like AG's got to think he is safe as safe can be, because if I thought my ass was on the hot seat, I would be operating with reckless abandon. I would be signing free agents left and right. I'd be making trades. I'd be doing crazy ass shit, because I am, if anyone's ever has been in a drowning situation before. I'm not sure if you have. I don't recommend it if you haven't. But, if you're in a drowning situation, you are clutching for anything as you're sucking air and you're you are grasping at anything, even another person, to drag them down so you can get back up. You get desperate when it's life or death and you're in a drowning situation. And if AG is perceived, a lot of people would say, is in a drowning situation, he is in quicksand and he is falling in. He's trying to save himself. He's trying to do anything he can to preserve his life, football-wise. And as he's reaching for anything, I'd be pulling out all the bleeping stops. What the hell do I have to lose? If that's how AG is operating. So out of desperation, does he go to this Ty Simpson thing, right? So Fernando's going number one. Spoiler alert. Unless he's not. Shout out to the Fernando music that we could play, but won't. And the QB2 in this class is perceived to be Ty Simpson. If you're the Jets and he's there at 16, your second first-round pick, do you say, you know what, man? We don't have a friggin' quarterback. And that, like, Ty Simpson, well, I don't know what he is, but he's a mystery box. Let's take a gamble here and take some Ty Simpson action. I could see it. Again, I go a little higher register when I say it, which seems to indicate a lack of belief in the statement that you just said, Hennessy Heisman, but I believe that it's in the conversation. I absolutely, unequivocally do. And by the way, Hennessy Heisman, you're officially on the board. You have a raffle ticket to our contest, good sir. So let's frickin' go. Appreciate you, Hennessy. It's in the conversation. It's in the conversation. Absolutely. Let's see. Jared B gifting a membership. Oh, we got a membership train. Toot toot. 4 raffle tickets. We'll update the banner in just a moment. That membership went to. Hang on tight here. That membership went to. We will see in just a second. YouTube is loading up, so we'll see where that membership went to. But I love it. Let's keep those memberships raining for the high heavens, baby. Let's get some of that action happening here on the program. That'd be great. Terrific. Here it is. It is Bear Cuts Hair. All right, Bear Cuts Hair. You're now a member to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Shout out to Jared B, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Gator McCluskey rules. Gino, Kyler, Cousins can't get released before Wednesday, and I would assume Tua as well, who they're just cutting. Yes, but you can line up a lot of those things. So if those are their conversations, we will see. Bear Cuts Hair, welcome, brother, to the Boy Green Coffee Club. Great to have you. Yeah, get comfortable, my friend. Get comfortable. Let's see. Eddie McGuire, happy Eddie McGuire says, absolutely not, Simpson 16. Why take a chance when 27 is already set up? Well, is AG a part of 27? Is he or is he not? Like, I don't know. If he's not a part of 27, he wants to create his own legacy, his own opportunity to save himself. Mark Cicchetti appreciated the sound effects. There you go. I didn't think in that moment, hey, what does a drowning person sound like? I'm not sure. But you get a little bit of everything here on Boy Green Daily. You're welcome. Yeah. Bear Cuts Hair. BG, you guys got a place to stay in Pittsburgh? Yes. He already booked a hotel. It's a Red Roof Inn, semi-close there in the Pittsburgh area. It's some thing that Lou B recommended. So, yes, we'll be there for it. Yeah. Mr. Bruno, let's answer a question here. Then we'll get back to the phone lines here. How does it work with Derek Carr? Does a team inquire about him first and then get a physical then, or the other way around? So let's put all the pieces together. So first off, Derek Carr is retired. Okay, right now. If he were to unretire, the New Orleans Saints hold his rights because he retired with years left on his contract, the $150 million contract he signed. So here's how it would all work. Here's the organizational pieces of the puzzle on the Derek Carr thing. So number one, Derek Carr must decide whether he wants to unretire or not. And I don't mean by paperwork. I mean like in his own head. Does he want to or not? There's been rumors he does. There's rumors he does. Okay. Once Derek Carr comes to that realization, like he wakes up one morning, he's like, you know what? I want to unretire. He goes to the New Orleans Saints, drives the facility, gives them a FaceTime call or something, and he says, hey, Saints, I'm really thinking about unretiring. I really want to do this. Now, you guys have Tyler Shuck, so obviously I have no place here. Can we work out a trade? Okay, so the Saints, so he won't, the moment that Derek Carr officially unretires, his contract hits the Saints books. Saints don't want that for obvious reasons. They want to minimize the amount of time that Derek Carr's contract is on their books because they would like to trade him to another team. Derek Carr and the Saints ended amicably. They both did each other solids. Derek Carr could have had shoulder surgery that would have knocked him out for the entire season last year, and he would have just collected his money sitting at home. He didn't want to just take money from the Saints. So he says, you know what? I'm just going to retire. And the Saints said, all right, cool. You can keep this $10 million signing bonus you just got. Keep that, but we keep the $30 million you would have been owed. Both sides go, okay, handshake. You're retired. We save a little money. You get a little money. Great for everybody. Okay, so that's it. So now I imagine, fast forward to now, if Derek Carr wants to retire, I believe the Saints will do right by Derek Carr. They will say, hey, Derek, where do you want to go? And he comes up with 5 random teams. And what the Saints will do is the Saints will now call this list of 5 teams. I'm making up that it's 5 teams. It could be 2 teams, 1 team, 7 teams. I don't know how many teams. But Derek Carr says, I want to play for these 5 teams. Boop, here's the list. Saints reach out to those 5 teams. Hey, any interest in Carr? Any interest? Let's say a team says, sure, I'm interested in Derek Carr. At that point, what's going to happen is the Saints and Jets negotiate terms. What would it cost for Derek Carr in a perfect world scenario? Okay, it would cost a 6th-round pick. Saints go, yeah, a 6th-round pick will work. Now, the trade is not done yet, but they have just agreed to turn. So here's what the compensation would be. Are you willing to meet the compensation? I am. Okay, now here's Derek Carr's number. You could call Derek Carr. You can talk to him. You can fly him up to your facility. You could run him through the gambit, physical, all that kind of stuff. Okay. You could run him through all that. Because if I'm the Jets, and this is a Jet show, so why wouldn't it be about the Jets? If I'm the Jets, I'm not trading a 6th-round pick to the Saints until I see Derek Carr with my own eyes and I see him go through a workout and he passes the physical and all that jazz. So I think here are the layers. Derek Carr must decide if he wants to come out of retirement or not. Let's say he decides. He goes to the Saints, and he doesn't officially put in his retirement paperwork, but he tells them he wants to unretire, and here's the list of teams he wants to go to. The Saints verify and go through those teams and cut through them and say, does any of these teams want Derek Carr? Okay, a couple of them do. Would you guys be willing to go up by 7th or 6th-round pick? Okay, you would. All right. Now you could talk to Derek Carr. And then Derek Carr can then make the decision because you're going to need Derek Carr. He doesn't, I don't believe, have a no-trade clause. But even if he didn't have a no-trade clause, he sort of has a made-up no-trade clause because he has to adjust his contract to help out the Saints and the new team. So if he refused to do that, the Saints would be forced to cut him if he was to retire and all this other jazz. But I believe Derek Carr's going to help out the Saints. The Saints are going to help out Derek Carr. And they're going to get him to the destination he wants to go. So again, Derek Carr decides to retire or not. He goes to the Saints, says, here we go. Here are the teams I want to go to. Saints call those teams. They've tried to find teams that are interested. Let's say the Jets are one of those teams. Jets say, yeah, sure, we'd give up the pick. Derek Carr flies to the Jets, goes through an intense hour workout of throwing it all over the place. They're like, yeah, that arm looks great. We're in. Saints, call him up. Let's lock that puppy down. Bing, boom, bam. Derek Carr's a Jet. That's how it works. That's how the whole process would go through. Now, according to the latest reporting, now who knows who's right? Darren Mucci and Aaron Glenn have been keeping things under wraps, so we may know nothing. All these things are being reported. Who knows what's the truth and what's not? But what I try to do here is give you guys the most insider information I can, and you guys can vouch whether you think something's true or not. That's up to you in the audience. I don't try to give you guys bullshit. I try to give you guys what I believe is real stuff. Like Rich Samini, I just went through his whole notebook of stuff. He's been covering the team for almost 4 decades. You can believe or not believe whatever I just read a few minutes ago. It's up to you. But I try to bring the most accurate information I can here and let you guys assess it for how you will. So, but with that reporting, apparently the Jets have no interest in Derek Carr. Apparently. We'll see if that's really true. They say, though, if Derek Carr to the Jets is going to happen, it will be a fallback plan situation. So let's say the Jets have 5 quarterbacks on their wish list, and all 5 of them reject the Jets or go somewhere else. The Jets could go, all right, I guess we'll test out the Derek Carr waters. That's how the insiders of Zach Rosebud, Connor Hughes reported that how Derek Carr could become a member of the Jets. Do you believe it? Do you not believe it? That's up to you out there in the universe. Before we go back to the phone line, some more memberships being gifted, baby. Nanga Iboko. Hit it. Beautiful. Nanga Iboko with a gifted membership here on the program. Let's see who that membership went to. Out here in the audience. That went to Jesse Owen. Welcome back, Jesse. And make sure you give a huge shout out to our boy Nanga Iboko. Very nice. That's what I'm talking about. Nanga, you are in the running for our contest, good sir. Let's frickin' go. Hail to the yeah. You're in, baby. You are in. Beautiful. Thank you, Nanga, for your support. And thank you guys for all the love here on the show. This is a seismic day, baby. A seismic day indeed. All right, let me make sure I didn't miss any other super chats in here. I don't believe so. Okay, we did not. Okay, beautiful. All right, let's go back to the phone lines. Up first, Dave Briga.
Hey, you caught me off guard. What's up, buddy?
Oh, that's all right. Loving the hat. Nice.
Yeah. Long day of yard work today.
I understand.
The sun is finally shining. You believe it?
Yeah, I know. I think almost all of our snow has gone out here, so that's very nice.
Yeah. You got a lot of snow up there, I would imagine.
We did. A couple of feet. It took a while for a lot of it to melt, but I think we're finally getting somewhere. Thank goodness.
What is Johnny Boy coming all the way to Virginia to pick you up there?
No, Luby did ask me. He says, do you want to take a Greyhound down? Do you want to take a train down or something? I looked through those options. I think I'm just going to drive down myself, and we're both just going to drive to the hotel. We'll both have separate cars just in case we need it for anything. So I think we're both going to drive down.
Which way would you drive down? Because you probably come past me. If I go, you could come with me if I go.
Are you going?
I didn't make it's only for one night, that's just it. I mean, you have to travel all that way. I mean, it depends, there's so much going on that time of the year. And what's it, April 20th? I'm still trying to, wait.
I believe it's the 23rd through the 25th, 3rd, 4th, 5th. Yeah, I believe it's 23rd through the 25th, that Thursday through the Saturday.
So if you went down, if you're coming from Oswego, where would you go? Would you go to Buffalo and around the
Yeah, I'm either coming Wednesday night or Thursday morning, and then I'll be there through probably at least Saturday morning. Yeah.
Would you go down Route 81 or the other way, up by the lake?
I'd probably go down 81.
Oh, you didn't have to come past me. So if I go, you could just stop at my house, and you could drive with me.
That'd be awesome. Let's do it.
It's a matter of fact if I go,
Okay. Well, we'll figure that out. We still got.
I probably will go. It's no big deal. I mean, I've made the trip many times at Penn State. It's not too far from there.
Okay, cool.
But that's been a while. So
yeah.
It's something. Hey, we don't have much to look forward to. Only the meetups. That's it. The games are atrocious for the
And Johnny
most
Boy
part.
could pick you up too. So yeah, is that what you're here to say, Johnny Boy?
What's going on, Brigga? How are you, man?
Hey, good, Johnny Boy. How you feeling today, buddy?
Feeling great, man. Feeling always a good day when you wake up and able to move around and do things. So it's a good day. No complaints over here.
There you go. When you got that foot on the other side of the bed, you're a blessed man, right?
Yeah. Agreed.
No matter what age we are.
Exactly.
That's true. Yeah.
Hey, Brigga, I just heard
Yep.
you. I was in the back. I've been in the back. BG's probably like, dude, what the hell does Johnny do? Because he probably sees me go left and right, just doing a whole bunch of billion things. But then I heard your voice, and you might come. This is perfect, man. We need the bodyguard there. We need Punch Brigga to be there in case he has to take people out for us.
So me or Johnny Boy can pick you up on the way.
Well, yeah, we'll see. I want to go. It's just a matter of trying to wade through a lot of things.
It was 2 days, Brigga, that we would be out there.
Yeah, 2 days. It sounds like
So,
2
but
days.
I want to say, have some muscle over there with us.
Yeah.
Chat, what do you guys think? Should Brigga come with BG and Johnny Boy to be the muscle for us? I think so. Your guys' stuff. Hey, Brigga, appreciate you, man.
Well, hey, if we could just provide some energy to make the right picks there,
Oh, that would be
Are you
good.
Are you guys going to go to the actual site, or will we or just go to the bar?
Yeah, so we're going to go to the bar. There's like a party before, and then like 4 or 5 hours before the draft starts is when you drive over there. Because I guess from what I hear, it's first come, first serve on like seating, standing. So yeah, we're going to head over there, and we're going to be at the draft. So when Roger Goodell's coming up to the podium and boos or cheers are happening, we'll be right there.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, but if you got any, if you know Goodell or anything, just give us,
No, I don't like Goodell. And I don't like Goodell. He's not my guy. He's not. He's not. He's not the players' guys either. We know that.
And it's also for Phil too, because Florida Phil. Look, man, we need all the muscle that we can get. All right, you and Brigga.
Yeah, 100%.
Well, I got my PA plates and everything. Everything I got is PA. This is my state. Pittsburgh, I know a little bit. I haven't been out there in years. I used to go to insurance conferences out there, and I forget what hotel. We used to stay at the Hilton. When I worked for the insurance company. So,
cool.
But that was when Three River Stadium was right across the street. The old days. I was out there when the Steelers went those championship teams. That was all different.
The Steel Curtain. Yes.
Yeah, those are the real.
To shine anymore. I know you came on here, so my bad, but I had to say that we need the muscle, Brigga. Yes,
sir.
All right.
Thank you, Johnny.
Well, I'm always there in the corner, Johnny.
That's right. Yeah, but go ahead. Yeah. He just wanted to jump on because I think he wants to. He'll try to grab you. But yes, what's on your mind, Mr. Brigga?
Well, I just want to go into the season with some hope. They got to get a quarterback here.
Yeah.
They got to get a quarterback. I don't know who they're going to get or what, but you can't bring in Wentz or even Geno, or I don't know where we're going with this whole quarterback deal. And as far as all the information out there, who knows? Information is good. You provide a lot of it, and Samini and all that. I guess they get it from the agents. That's where they get their.
Probably, I would assume.
Probably the agents, but you can't go. You have to give us hope with a quarterback. We just can't. We can't go like last year without a quarterback. You can't. You're nothing. You're nothing.
Yeah, it's just a nightmare without anything.
I don't know I don't know. If Mitch Trubisky's not the best, but at least he's got experience. And if you got maybe a combination of him and Mariota, if you could get them both, maybe those are the way to go. As far as giving up capital for guys like Mac Jones, like you said, he was under good tutelage there in San Francisco. To come to the Jets, they collapse.
Yeah.
We know our quarterback coaching is not good. They develop pretty much. Frank Reich, I don't know. He can't tie himself to Wentz. He just can't tie himself unless they have some kind of magical plan. They're going to draft a quarterback and think this guy's going to pick up from him. Who that is, nobody knows. Mm-hmm. Nobody knows what's going on so far. All we are is in limbo, a horrible 100%. Limbo.
Yeah,
And
I've never been good at limbo, Dave Brigga. I've never had the flexibility for it. No.
Well, yeah, we're limbo in a bad way. It's just we're coming out of a situation so bad.
Yeah.
That is, I
Terrible.
mean, we have, just day to day. It's just you just want a little glimmer that we're going forward. That's all.
That's it.
I talk.
Just the
I
hope.
talk to this. I speak to this about with Jake all the time.
Mhm.
We have to show progress, right? Why
Yes.
progress, right?
Mhm.
Just a little progress. Go
Just want a little
forward.
kernel. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, we all suffer together. I mean, but it's
That's it.
sad.
Yeah.
I mean, hopefully, I'm looking. I think they should try to take a shot at this Chanel. He seems like a good player.
Yeah. The Chiefs kid. Yeah. 100%. Yeah.
And any way they could, if they could possibly swing a deal to get Sherwood out of here, that'd be the best thing for both parties.
I think you're
Both
right.
parties. If
Yeah.
they could do it, just don't hang your hat on the fact that Sherwood, just was in a bad scheme. The guy just, to me, he's not a linebacker. He
That's
came
fair.
in here not as a linebacker, and he was a Sailor trainee. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? Sailor
Mhm.
tried to train him to be a linebacker who's in a different scheme. He's got to go.
Yeah.
I know the cap hit's going to be bad, but you got to clean out that safety. I mean, the whole back end of the back seven's got to be it's got to be cleaned up.
I agree.
Because they're probably going to get number 2. They're going to pick Reese.
Yeah,
all
I would
right?
assume so right now. Yeah.
Right, and then they got to. Well, Clemens, I don't know what this guy's still doing on the roster unless it's a June 1st thing. I don't know. I don't get it. But
Yeah. He's a free agent, so we'll see if he could just leave today. He could immediately join Ulbrich or Sala or something. I could totally see that happening today.
Oh, he's a free agent. I didn't realize that.
Yeah, he's a straight up free agent, so he can leave today. He's starting as early as today.
Well, anybody that signs him hasn't been watching the film, so. We all know it, right? Except for Indy. That's Indy's guy. Indy loves him.
Sorry, I see in the chat. I'm sorry, buddy.
I think he's Indy's joke. I think that's what he's Indy.
Yeah, he says, "Briga, how dare you?" He wants to, re-sign Clemens. He wants to bring him back. So,
Adios, Michael Clemens. I'll come down and pick him up wherever he has to go.
There you go. Beautiful. That'd be nice.
I'll give him the plane. Hey, I'll pay for the plane ticket. Whatever.
Wow, what a guy. Okay.
Yeah. Well, hey, that's the least I could do, right?
That's it.
Play for the plane ticket out of
that's
town.
A nice touch.
And as far as Ashton Davis, he couldn't tackle you or me, Paul. He could, we don't want that guy around.
That surprised me. When I was reading Rich Samini's tweet, he just had all these notes. I'm like, oh, this is interesting. And I was reading it live for the first time. I hadn't pre-read it. And then we went to say, I'm like, Ashton Davis, what the hell? He's possible? And I didn't even think about it as a possibility. So, wow, okay. I got to prepare myself mentally for that one later, I guess.
I can't prepare myself for that one. That guy, I mean, I watched him the whole time he was here. He did nothing. What do you got? Interceptions in garbage time, and he had a couple of returns. That's about it. I mean,
yeah,
it's sad. It's sad. We need some hope, Paul. Anyway, so let's see what goes on with going to the draft. We'll keep everybody informed, and it'd be great to just meet everybody out there. Just like the Tampa, we had a great time at Tampa. That meetup was great. So hopefully this one is just as good, and we'll go forward. Just hope for the best here in free agency. Hope for the best. Get us a QB. Somebody that's worthy.
Thanks, Dave.
All right. God bless, Paul.
There he is. One Punch Briga joining us here on the program. Beautiful. I see Jesse real quick says, why are we losing Quincy Williams? Well, Quincy had some bad rubs with the previous coaching staff. Now, a lot of them are gone that he had bad rubs with, but that's part of it. His brother Quinnen was traded. He was, according to Rich Samini, when Joe Douglas and Robert Saleh were here, he was promised an extension was coming in a couple of months from when they promised it, and then everyone got fired that 2024 season. So he got fired during that season. So the promise was never lived up to. Now that I don't know, I don't think the promises don't carry over to new regime. So I'm sure that part of it he was probably upset about too. So I could see him going to Dallas. I could see him going to Cleveland. I could see him going to Atlanta. I could see him going to Tennessee. I could see him going to a lot of different places. We'll keep you posted. But yeah, that's why there's just a lot of issues there. Back to the phone lines. Jets content creator extraordinaire Ricky New York live here on the program.
Hey, what's happening, Paul?
What's up, man?
Well, what do you mean not flexible enough to win a limbo contest?
Yeah, I'm not sure.
You're the fucking Karate Kid.
That is true.
I've seen the video of you kicking Nanya's head off. You're not fooling me.
That's true. Okay, I'm trying to hustle in a game of limbo that could be happening in Pittsburgh. So, yeah.
But okay, are you ready? I don't know about big news. I've got news about the Jets quarterback situation.
Okay, here we go.
Breaking news for the Jets quarterback situation. Is everybody ready?
Okay. All right. Well, let's huddle in here.
The Cincinnati Bengals have decided not to tender Jake Browning. So he's going to be available. Yeah, I know. That's not where you thought I was going to go with that.
Definitely not. I wish, sometimes more information is helpful. Which maybe it is in a good way for us, bad way for him. I wish I never saw last season of Jake Browning, because if so, I would have a much different picture in my head of Jake Browning and a different reaction. I imagine if Jake Browning ended up here, I'd be like, oh wow, look at this sneaky thing. And then last year was a disaster, and I'm like, oh God, geez, aloo, terrible. So
it really was.
What's the truth?
Yeah. I feel the same way. Yeah, I haven't really looked at it enough to I mean, I don't really care what the Bengals do. I mean, if we had been linked to him or something, maybe I would go back and watch some of those games and try to see, is that disaster of his own making? Was the offensive line just that bad that he suffered because of it? Mm-hmm. I mean, because it's definitely not that he didn't have weapons to throw to. I mean, my goodness.
That's unbelievable.
You couldn't ask for better.
But I mean, and think about it. He had everything handed to him on a silver platter. Like, he had the run of the season. He had Jamar Chase. He had T. Higgins. He had Chase Brown. Like, he had everything there. And the Bengals, I imagine, didn't want to go trade for Joe Flacco. They didn't want to go get it. They wanted Jake Browning to be the guy. And he was so terrible. They're like, well, fuck it. I guess we have no other choice. And then they had to bench him for Joe Flacco. So it is kind of crazy. I will also say randomly, Jets-Bengals connections here. According to Jeremy Fowler, Jets and Bengals are the two teams that will be competing against each other for the top safeties. So I guess we have more money, so we can beat them out for anyone we want. But still, apparently that's the team to watch as we're looking at top safeties are the Bengals, apparently. So that's worth noting, I suppose.
You know what's funny?
What's that?
Is in my own mock draft, like the one that I'm putting together right now, which is like my official one, like what I think teams are actually going to do.
Sure. Yeah.
I actually have them taking Caleb Downs there.
Ooh.
And
what's that, 10?
And
okay.
That would be, they haven't really ever replaced Jesse Bates since he left. And so this is their opportunity to do so. But dude, I'm excited for today. And I don't think to say that we're going bargain shopping is really the right thing. I think they're not going to spend money crazy, frivolously. But I mean, when you hear that we're looking at the top safeties on the market, that doesn't sound like bargain shopping. That sounds like, if we're going to get a safety, we're going to get the dude.
Yeah.
And so, I mean, I definitely want to pay some guys. I want to bring some guys in here, but I don't want to overpay ridiculously,
Yeah.
I was what was it, year before last or whatever, when Calvin Ridley was a free agent. Mm-hmm. And I watched the numbers and I saw the contract he got, and I was like, oh man, you know, by the end of the season, they're going to be like, damn, we paid $20 million for an $11 million a year worth of talent. And I was right on that one. But I'm excited, I'm going to be listening for the phone. I'm all honesty, I'm probably going to be going to sleep after your show. I just worked all night. So
yeah,
I will be, I've got the notifications turned on the phone.
Okay.
And I will be listening for those updates as they come in today. I'm stoked. I think we're going to add some good people. man.
What prediction do you feel most confident in, Ricky? That's going to happen either today or very shortly for the Jets.
You know what? I think we signed one of those big name safeties, or bigger name safeties.
Right.
Yeah, I think probably within the first 24 hours. Like, I think that will be one of the first deals to get done. I would expect Anzalone to get done at some point. However, I think, from what I hear, he's going to at least explore his options and see what's out there, which is smart. I would too. But I think those two will get done. Quarterback, I'm not, man, I honestly, it's really hard for me to tell what they're going to do.
Yeah.
Now, this is also the time of year that teams lie,
100%, right.
Hopefully some of the things we've heard are just smoke screens. Like, listen, the whole Carson Wentz thing too, coming off an injury at the wrong end of his career. And I don't see, Frank Reich pounding the table going, damn it, I need you guys to sign the guy that got me fired. Come on, what are we doing? I'm sorry. I just don't see that connection at all. I mean, just because somebody played for somebody, doesn't mean the relationship was great, or it's not always an automatic match. Sometimes a player plays for a coach and things go terribly wrong and a reunion does not make sense. So, but yeah, and dude, you know me, my number one free agent that I wanted more than anybody was Romeo Doubs, but it suddenly looks like there's going to be a lot of friggin' competition for him. A lot. I mean, I read the thing this morning that linked him to 6 different teams.
I saw that. I was like, Jesus.
And it's the Commanders and
the 49ers.
And the Patriots are obviously linked to every receiver right now, pretty much. Which I don't know. The AJ Brown trade thing to the Patriots, I guess, has stalled, and that they don't want to pay a first rounder for him, and Philly doesn't want to take any less than a first rounder for him. And you know what? This is going to sound crazy, and dude, I'm a huge fan of AJ Brown. Top 3 in the league, period. And he has the numbers to back it up too. But I was secretly, I really wanted him to go to New England. I really did, because I'm you know what? New England should have lost to the Texans if not for CJ Stroud, and they got their ass handed to them in that Super Bowl. I think that they kind of got exposed down the stretch a little bit. And you know what? Sometimes, teams can be good, and then once the blueprint is out on how to attack them, that's it. It's all downhill. And to me, them getting rid of Stephon Diggs, who definitely has baggage, but then they're going to bring in AJ Brown, and I'm the one guy that could possibly be even a bigger head case than Stephon Diggs if things were to go wrong. Please do it. Please do it. Because as the year unfolds and you're 3-7 or something, I want to see his tirade. I want to see him blow up Vrabel's locker room. I would be
there. You go,
laughing. But at any rate, that's all I really got. I've been meaning to tell you this.
Yes, sir.
I keep forgetting.
Okay.
You know how the Yankees have the logo with the N and the Y?
Yes.
I've got this one.
Wait a
with
second.
The R, the N, and the Y.
I thought I saw that, but I didn't want to say anything too early. Wow, that's a sweet ass logo, man.
Yes, that's the new Ricky New York hats that I just got. That's kind of my take on the Yankee style logo. But
cool. Okay. Well, I hate the Yankees, but I like you, Ricky.
Yeah, well, mine's cooler anyway.
100%.
You know, it's a little bit, you know, more stylized, a little bit more rock and roll looking.
Cool.
But
yeah. Are those out yet on your? Do you have a shop? Are those out yet?
You know what? The merch shop, I'm going to launch it officially in August, like, you know, kind of to go along with the start of the year.
That makes sense.
But people can either hit me up on X, or if you're on Discord, you can reach me on Discord, or email me, RickyNewYork at Yahoo, and they are available for anybody that wants them. So.
Okay, cool. Sweet.
But awesome, man. Good to talk to you as always. And, man, hopefully we'll have a bunch more news to talk about tomorrow. Some good news, some exciting news.
Yes.
Can't wait.
Yeah, it'll be awesome. Thank you, Ricky. Appreciate that. Ricky joining us here on the program. We have 600 people in the room. People, I'm going to be back live in about an hour and a half. Folks, to the 600 people that are watching right now and 200 of those on YouTube, do me a couple of favors. Hit that subscribe button. You want to have those notifications on. Every time the Jets have a signing, we will have a YouTube short out. If the Jets lose a key piece or add a key piece, and in 3 minutes or less, and 3 minutes is the maximum those videos can be, but they'll be less than that, I imagine. We'll give you the most pertinent information, contracts, what's the money, what happened, good, bad, and different, immediate thoughts. And in between, we'll have these sort of shows to recap a wave of free agency. Wow, they added these 7 guys at these positions at this money, and we'll talk about the good, bad. You guys will be able to react, call in, all that sort of jazz. So make sure you subscribe to the channel, baby. Like I said, we're 4 subscribers away from 8,440 as we continue our climb towards 10,000. Hopefully you're enjoying the content. So hit that subscribe button. Like the video on the way out. That's how this Jet Show gets in front of other Jet fans in the universe. And again, we are closing in, folks. We are closing in, which is unbelievable. We're absolutely closing in on the legal tampering period. That starts at noon. Again, I have a live show at 11 o'clock, so I'll be right on the precipice of the legal tampering period opening up, and I expect a flurry of activities that'll be coming up. So it should be amazing. I can't wait. It should be a real treat, and it's going to be awesome. So, folks, we'll be back live at 11 o'clock talking about the latest and all the NFL free agency rumors. We'll see whatever the hell's happened with the Jets. But like I said, for every key signing, loss, anything, we'll have YouTube shorts up on the channel. So make sure you guys have that notification set. We'll give you the latest information as we get it. All right, everybody. I want to thank you so much for tuning into the show. Thank you for all the memberships. Jared B., Nangi, Boko, Super Chat from Jake Asman, and Hennessy Heisman. You guys are the best. And we'll be back on here in just a little bit. So take care, everybody, and happy legal tampering period.